This play is part of LA Theatre Works Relativity Series of science-themed plays. Lead funding for the Relativity Series is provided by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world.
Now, LA Theatre Works continues with Arcadia by Tom Stoppard.
Mr. Hodge! Thank you, Jellaby. Oh, I was expecting to be locked out. What time is it?
5:30.
That is what I have. Clean these pistols, would you?
Yes, sir.
Well, what a bracing experience. The dawn, you know, unexpectedly lively. Fishes, birds, frogs, rabbits, and very beautiful. If only it did not occur so early in the day. I brought Lady Thomasina a rabbit. Will you take it?
It's dead.
Yes. Lady Thomasina loves a rabbit pie.
You were missed, Mr. Hodge.
I decided to sleep last night in the boathouse. Did I see a carriage leaving the park?
Captain Brice's carriage with Mr. and Mrs. Chater also.
Gone?
Yes, sir. And Lord Byron's horse was brought round at 4 o'clock.
Lord Byron, too?
Yes, sir. The house has been up and hopping.
But I have his rabbit pistols. What am I to do with his rabbit pistols?
You were looked for in your room.
By whom?
By her ladyship.
In my room?
I will tell her ladyship you are returned.
Jellaby, did Lord Byron leave a book for me?
A book?
He had the loan of a book from me.
His lordship left nothing in his room, sir. Not a coin.
Oh, well, I'm sure he would have left a coin if he'd had one. Jellaby, here is a half-guinea for you.
Thank you very much, sir.
What has occurred?
The servants are told nothing, sir.
Come. Does a half-guinea buy nothing anymore?
Her ladyship encountered Mrs. Chater during the night.
Where?
On the threshold of Lord Byron's room.
Ah, which one was leaving and which entering?
Mrs. Chater was leaving Lord Byron's room.
And where was Mr. Chater?
Mr. Chater and Captain Brice were drinking cherry brandy. Ah. They had the footman to keep the fire up until 3 o'clock. There was a loud altercation upstairs, and then...
Well...
Oh.
Mr. Hodge.
My lady.
All this to shoot a hare?
A rabbit.
What?
No, indeed, a hare. Though very rabbit-like.
Jellaby, my infusion.
Yes, my lady.
Well, 2 letters.
Oh.
How dare you?
I cannot be called to account for what was written in private and read without regard to propriety.
Addressed to me?
Left in my room in the event of my death.
Pah! What earthly use is a love letter from beyond the grave?
As much, surely, as from this side of it. The second letter, however, was not addressed to your ladyship.
I have a mother's right to open a letter addressed by you to my daughter, whether in the event of your life, your death, or your imbecility. What do you mean by writing to her of rice pudding when she has just suffered the shock of violent death in our midst?
Whose death?
Yours, you wretch!
Yes, I see.
I do not know which is the matter of your ravings. One envelope full of rice pudding, the other of the most insolent familiarities regarding several parts of my body. But have no doubt which is the more intolerable to me.
Which?
Oh, aren't we saucy when our bags are packed? Your friend has gone before you, and I have dispatched the harlot Chater and her husband, and also my brother for bringing them here. Such is the sentence, you see, for choosing unwisely in your acquaintance. Banishment. Lord Byron is a rake and a hypocrite, and the sooner he sails for the Levant, the sooner he will find society congenial to his character.
It has been a night of reckoning.
Indeed, I wish it had passed uneventfully with you and Mr. Chater shooting each other with the decorum due to a civilized house. You have no secrets left, Mr. Hodge. They spilled out between shrieks and oaths and tears. It is fortunate that a lifetime's devotion to the sporting gun has halved my husband's hearing to the ear he sleeps on.
I'm afraid I have no knowledge of what has occurred.
Your trollop was discovered in Lord Byron's room.
Ah, discovered by Mr. Chater.
Who else?
I'm very sorry, madam, for having used your kindness to bring my unworthy friend to your notice. He will have to give an account of himself to me, you may be sure.
Your infusion, my lady.
Thank you, Jellaby. I will do it.
Yes, my lady. Mr. Hodge, Lord Byron left this letter for you with the valet, sir.
Thank you.
Very good.
When did he do so?
As he was leaving, your ladyship.
Allow me.
I do not know if it is proper for you to receive a letter written in my house from someone not welcome in it.
Very improper, I agree. Lord Byron's want of delicacy is a grief to his friends, among whom I no longer count myself. I will not read his letter until I have followed him through the gates.
That may excuse the reading, but not the writing.
Your ladyship should have lived in the Athens of Pericles. The philosophers would have fought the sculptors for your idle hour.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
I will burn his letter.
Oh, really?
Now, there's a thing. A letter from Lord Byron never to be read by a living soul. I will take my leave, madam, at the time of your desiring it.
To the Indies?
The Indies, why?
To follow the Chater, of course. She did not tell you?
She did not exchange half a dozen words with me.
I expect she did not like to waste the time. The Chater sails with Captain Brice.
Ah, as a member of the crew?
No, as wife to Mr. Chater. Plant gatherer to my brother's expedition.
I knew he was no poet. I did not know it was botany under the false colours.
He is no more a botanist. My brother paid £50 to have him published, and he will pay £150 to have Mr. Chater picking flowers in the Indies for a year, while the wife plays mistress of the captain's quarters. Captain Brice has fixed his passion on Mrs. Chater, and to take her on voyage he has not scrupled to deceive the Admiralty, the Linnean Society, and Sir Joseph Banks, botanist to His Majesty at Kew.
Her passion is not as fixed as his.
It is a defect of God's humour that he directs our hearts everywhere but to those who have a right to them.
Indeed, madam. But is Mr. Chater deceived?
He insists on it, and finds the proof of his wife's virtue in his eagerness to defend it. Captain Brice is not deceived, but cannot help himself. He would die for her.
I think, my lady, he would have Mr. Chater die for her.
Indeed. I never knew a woman worth the duel, or the other way about. Your letter to me goes very ill with your conduct to Mrs. Chater, Mr. Hodge.
Yeah.
I have had experience of being betrayed before the ink is dry. But to be betrayed before the pen is even dipped, and with the village notice board, what am I to think of such a performance?
My lady, I was alone with my thoughts in the gazebo when Mrs. Chater ran me to ground, and I being in such a passion, in an agony of unrelieved desire, I thought in my madness that the Chater with her skirts over her head would give me the momentary illusion of the happiness to which I dared not put a face.
I do not know when I have received a more unusual compliment, Mr. Hodge. I hope I am more than a match for Mrs. Chater with her head in a bucket. Does she wear drawers?
She does.
Yes. I have heard that drawers are being worn now. It is unnatural for women to be got up like jockeys. I cannot approve. I know nothing of Pericles or the Athenian philosophers. I can spare them an hour, in my sitting room, when I have bathed. 7 o'clock. Bring a book.
Might as well burn these letters too.
Valentine, here in the newspaper it says, Even in Arcadia, sex, literature and death at Sidley Park. Picture of Byron.
Not of Bernard.
Byron fought fatal duels, says Don. Valentine, do you think I'm the first person to think of this?
No.
I haven't said yet. The future is all programmed like a computer. That's a proper theory, isn't it?
The deterministic universe, yes.
Right, because everything, including us, is just a lot of atoms bouncing off each other like billiard balls.
Yes, there was someone, forget his name, 1820s, I think, who pointed out that from Newton's laws you could predict everything to come. Mm-hmm. I mean, you need a computer as big as the universe, much bigger than this little machine, but the formula would exist.
But it doesn't work, does it?
No, it turns out the maths is different.
No, it's all because of sex.
Really?
That's what I think. The universe is deterministic, all right, just like Newton said. I mean, it's trying to be. But the only thing going wrong is people fancying people who aren't supposed to be in that part of the plan.
Ah, the attraction that Newton left out.
Mm-hmm.
All the way back to the apple in the garden, yes. Yes, Chloe, I think you're the first person to think of this.
Have you seen this in the tabloids? Bonking Byron shot poet.
Oh, let's see.
He's done awfully well, hasn't he? How did they all know?
Don't be ridiculous. Chloe, your father wants it back.
All right.
What a fool.
Jealous. I think it's brilliant. Oh, yes, Gus, that costume is perfect, but not with trainers. Come on, I'll lend you a pair of flatties. They'll look period on you.
Hello, Gus. You all look so romantic in your Regency clothes.
We're dressing for the dance tonight. Are you coming?
The important thing is not to give two monkeys for what young people think about you.
You don't think she's getting a thing about Bernard, do you?
I wouldn't worry about Chloe. She's old enough to vote on her back. Byron fought fatal duels, says Don. Or rather, says Don.
It may all prove to be true.
It can't prove to be true. It can only not prove to be false yet.
Just like science.
If Bernard can stay ahead of getting the rug pulled till he's dead, he'll be a success.
Just like science. The ultimate fear is of posterity.
Personally, I don't think it'll take that long.
And then there's the afterlife. An afterlife would be a mixed blessing. Ah, Bernard Nightingale, I don't believe you know Lord Byron. Must be heaven up there.
You can't believe in an afterlife, Valentine.
Oh, you're going to disappoint me at last.
Am I? Why?
Science and religion.
No, been there, done that. Boring.
Oh, Hannah. Fiancé. Have pity. Can't we have a trial marriage and I'll call it off in the morning?
I don't know when I've received a more unusual proposal.
Have you had many?
That would be telling.
Well, why not? Your classical reserve is only a mannerism, and neurotic.
Do you want the room?
You get nothing if you give nothing.
I ask nothing.
No, stay.
What are you doing on the computer? Valentine.
The set of points on a complex plane made by...
Is it the grouse?
Oh, the grouse. The damned grouse.
You mustn't give up.
Why? Didn't you agree with Bernard?
Oh, that. It's all trivial. Your grouse, my hermit, Bernard's Byron. Comparing what we're looking for misses the point. It's wanting to know that makes us matter. Otherwise, we're going out the way we came in. That's why you can't believe in the afterlife, Valentine. Believe in the after, by all means, but not the life. Believe in God, the soul, the spirit, the infinite. Believe in angels, if you like, but not in the great celestial get-together for an exchange of views. If the answers are in the back of the book, I can wait, but what a drag. Better to struggle on, knowing that failure is final. What's that on your screen? Oh, but how beautiful.
The Coverley set.
The Coverley set. My goodness, Valentine.
Lend me your finger. See? In an ocean of ashes, islands of order. Patterns making themselves out of nothing. I can't show you how deep it goes. Each picture is a detail of the previous one blown up, and so on, forever. Pretty nice, eh?
Is it important?
Interesting. Publishable.
Well done!
Not me. It's Thomasina's. I just pushed her equations through the computer a few million times further than she managed to do with her pencil. You can have her lesson books back now.
What does it mean?
Not what you'd like it to.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, she'd be famous.
No, she wouldn't. She was dead before she had time to be famous.
She died?
Burned to death.
Oh, the girl who died in the fire.
The night before her 17th birthday. You can see where the dormer doesn't match. That was her bedroom, under the roof. There's a memorial in the park.
I know, it's my house.
Val, Septimus was her tutor. He and Thomasina would have...
You do yours.
Augustus, come back here. Oh, you swore. You crossed your heart.
I'll tell Mama, Thomasina. I'll tell Mama.
You beast. Come back.
Hush!
Hush!
What is this?
You Paris.
My lord! Order! Order! I am obliged.
Well, good day to you, Mr. Hodge.
Will you join us this morning, Lord Augustus? We have our drawing lesson.
I am a master of it at Itzin, Mr. Hodge. But we only draw naked women.
You may work from memory.
Disgusting.
We will have silence now, if you please. Here is your homework back.
No marks? Did you not like my rabbit equation?
I saw no resemblance to a rabbit.
It eats its own progeny.
I did not see that. Give me that back.
See, I have not room to extend it.
Val, do you mean the world is saved after all?
No, Hannah, it's still doomed. But if this is how it started, perhaps it's how the next one will come.
From good English algebra?
It will go to infinity or zero. Or nonsense.
No, if you set apart the minus roots, they square back to sense.
Hannah, listen. You know your tea's getting cold.
I like it cold.
I'm telling you something. Your tea gets cold by itself. It doesn't get hot by itself. Do you think that's odd?
No.
Well, it is odd. Heat goes to cold. It's a one-way street. Your tea will end up at room temperature. What's happening to your tea is happening to everything everywhere, the sun and the stars. It'll take a while, but we're all going to end up at room temperature. When your hermit set up shop, nobody understood this. But let's say you're right. In 18-whatever, nobody knew more about heat than this scribbling nutter living in a hovel in Derbyshire.
He was at Cambridge, a scientist.
Say he was! I'm not arguing. And the girl was his pupil. She had a genius for her tutor.
Or the other way round.
Anything you like. But not this. Whatever he thought he was doing to save the world with good English algebra, it wasn't this.
Why? Because they didn't have calculators?
No! Yes, because there's an order things can't happen in. You can't open a door till there's a house.
I thought that's what genius was.
Only for lunatics and poets.
I had a dream, which was not all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander darkling in the eternal space, rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swung blind and blackening in the moonless air.
Your own?
Byron!
Septimus, do you think that I will marry Lord Byron?
Who is he?
He is the author of Childe Harold's Pilgrimage, the most poetical and pathetic and bravest hero of any book I ever read before, and the most modern, and the handsomest. For Harold is Lord Byron himself to those who know him, like myself and Septimus. Well, Septimus?
No.
Why not?
For one thing, he is not aware of your existence.
We exchanged many significant glances when he was at Sidley Park. I do wonder that he's been home almost a year from his adventures and has not written to me once.
It is indeed improbable, my lady.
Lord Byron? He claimed my hair, although my shot was the earlier. He said I missed by a hair's breadth. His conversation was very facetious. But I think Lord Byron will not marry you, Tom, for he was only lame and not blind.
Peace! Peace until 11:45. It is intolerable for a tutor to have his thoughts interrupted by his pupils.
You are not my tutor, sir. I am visiting your lesson by my free will.
If you are so determined, my lord.
Your peace is nothing to me, sir. You do not rule over me.
Augustus?
I do not rule here, my lord. I inspire, by reverence for learning and the exaltation of knowledge, whereby man may approach God. There will be a shilling for for the best cone and pyramid drawn in silence by 11:45 at the earliest.
You will not buy my silence for a shilling, sir. What I know to tell is worth much more than that.
Oh! I told him you kissed me, but he will not tell.
When did I kiss you?
What? Yesterday.
Where?
On the lips.
In which county?
In the Hermitage, Septimus.
On the lips in the Hermitage? That was not a shilling kiss. I would not give sixpence to have it back. I had almost forgot it already.
Oh, cruel! Have you forgotten our compact?
God save me. Our compact?
To teach me to waltz, sealed with a kiss, and a second kiss due when I can dance like Mamma.
Ah, yes, indeed. We were all waltzing like mice in London.
I must waltz, Septimus. I will be despised if I do not waltz. It is the most fashionable and gayest and boldest invention conceivable, started in Germany.
Let them have the waltz. They cannot have the calculus.
Mamma has brought from town a whole book of waltzes for the Broadwood to play with Count Zelinsky.
I need not be told what I cannot but suffer. Count Zelinsky banging on the Broadwood without relief has me reading in waltz time.
Oh, stuff. What is your book?
A prize essay of the Scientific Academy in Paris. The author deserves your indulgence, my lady, for you are his prophet.
Aye? What does he write about? The waltz?
Yes. He demonstrates the equation of the propagation of heat in a solid body. But in doing so, he has discovered heresy. A natural contradiction of Sir Isaac Newton.
Oh, he contradicts determinism.
No. Well, perhaps. He shows that the atoms do not go according to Newton.
Let me see. Oh, in French.
Yes. Paris is the capital of France.
Oh, show me where to read. Four-handed now. Mamma is in love with the Count.
He is a count in Poland. In Derbyshire, he is a piano tuner. My lady?
Well, carry on, Mr. Hodge.
Oh, Valentine, where's Gus?
Dunno, Chloe. Did you check the garden?
Oh, Mr. Noakes' engine.
Damn.
Mr. Noakes?
He was there not long ago.
Hello?
Well, he has to be in the photograph. Is he dressed?
Chloe, is Bernard back?
No, he's late.
Gus! I wonder you can teach against such a disturbance, and I am sorry for it, Mr. Hodge.
Stop ordering everybody about.
It is an unendurable noise.
The photographer will wait.
The ceaseless, dull, overbearing monotony of it. It will drive me distracted. I may have to return to town to escape it.
Your ladyship could remain in the country and let Count Zelinsky return to town, where you would not hear him.
I mean Mr. Noakes' engine. Would you suck, Mr. Hodge? I will not have my daughter study sulking.
What, Mamma?
Oh, what are we learning today? Well, not manners.
I'm reading, Mamma.
We are drawing today.
Geometry. I approve of geometry.
Your ladyship's approval is my constant object.
Well, do not despair of it. Where is Culpability Noakes? Oh, he's gone for his hat so that he may remove it. For the widow's dowry of dahlias. I can almost forgive my brother's marriage. We must be thankful the monkey bit the husband. If it had bit the wife, the monkey would be dead, and we would not be first in the kingdom to show a dahlia. I sent one potted to Chatsworth. The Duchess was most satisfactorily put out by it when I called at Devonshire House. Your friend was there, lauding it as a poet.
Oh.
Well, just as I said, Newton's machine, which would knock our atoms from cradle to grave by the laws of motion, is incomplete. Determinism leaves the road at every corner, as I knew all along, and the cause is very likely hidden in this gentleman's observation.
Of what?
The action of bodies and heat.
Is this geometry?
This? No. I despise geometry. The Chater would overthrow the Newtonian system in a weekend.
Geometry, Hobbes assures us in the Leviathan, is the only science God has been pleased to bestow on mankind.
And what does he mean by it?
Mr. Hobbes or God?
I'm sure I do not know what either means by it.
Oh, pooh to Hobbes. Mountains are not pyramids, and trees are not cones. God must love gunnery and architecture if Euclid is his only geometry. There is another geometry which I am engaged in discovering by trial and error. Am I not, Septimus?
Trial and error perfectly describes your enthusiasm, my lady.
How old are you today?
16 years and 11 months, Mamma, and 3 weeks.
16 years and 11 months. We must have you married before you are educated beyond eligibility.
I am going to marry Lord Byron.
Are you? He did not have the manners to mention it.
You have spoken to him?
Certainly not.
Where did you see him?
Everywhere.
Did you, Septimus?
At the Royal Academy, where I have the honour to accompany your mother and Count Zelinsky.
What was Lord Byron doing?
Posing.
He was being sketched during his visit by the Professor of Painting, Mr. Fuseli.
There was more posing at the pictures than in them. His companion likewise reversed the custom of the Academy, that the ladies viewing wear more than the ladies viewed. Well, enough. Let him be hanged there for a lamb. I have enough with Mr. Noakes, who is to a garden what a bull is to a china shop.
The Emperor of Irregularity.
Mr. Noakes,
Your Ladyship,
what have you done to me?
everything is satisfactory, I assure you. A little behind, to be sure. But my dam will be repaired within the month.
Hush! Can you hear, Mr. Noakes?
The improved Newcomen steam pump, the only one in England.
That is what I object to. If everybody had his own, I would bear my portion of the agony without complaint. But to have been singled out by the only improved Newcomen steam pump in England, this is hard, sir. This is not to be borne.
Your Ladyship...
And for what? My lake is drained to a ditch for no purpose I can understand, unless it be that Snipe and Curlew have deserted 3 counties so that they may be shot in our swamp. What you painted as forest is a mean plantation. Your greenery is mud, your waterfall is wet mud, and your mount is an open-cast mine for the mud that was lacking in the dell. What is that cowshed?
The Hermitage, my lady.
It is a cowshed!
Madam, it is, I assure you, a very habitable cottage. Properly founded and drained. 2 rooms and a closet, under a slate roof and a stone chimney.
And who is to live in it?
Why, the hermit?
Where is he?
Madam?
You surely do not supply a hermitage without a hermit.
Indeed, madam.
Come, Mr. Noakes. If I am promised a fountain, I expect it to come with water. What hermits do you have?
I have no hermits, my lady.
Not one? I am speechless.
I'm sure a hermit can be found. One can advertise.
Advertise?
In the newspapers.
But surely, a hermit who takes a newspaper is not a hermit in whom one can have complete confidence.
I do not know what to suggest, my lady.
Is there room for a piano?
A piano?
We are intruding here. This will not do, Mr. Hodge. Evidently nothing is being learned. Come along, sir.
Mr. Noakes, bad news from Paris.
Is it the Emperor Napoleon?
No, it concerns your heat engine. Improve it as you will, you can never get out of it what you put in. It repays 11 pence in the shilling at most. The penny is for this author's thoughts. Look, Septimus.
Thank you, my lady.
Mr. Hodge, do you understand her?
No.
Then this business is over. I was married at 17. Ce soir, il faut qu'on parle français, je te demande, Thomasina. As a courtesy to the Count. Wear your green velvet, please. I will send Briggs to do your hair. 16 and 11 months.
Lord Byron was with a lady.
Yes. Why does it mean Mr. Noakes's engine pays 11 pence in the shilling? Where does he say it?
Nowhere. I noticed it, by the way. I cannot remember now.
Nor is he interested by determinism.
Oh, yes. Newton's equations go forwards and backwards. They do not care which way, but the heat equation cares very much. It goes only one way. That is the reason Mr. Noakes's engine cannot give the power to drive Mr. Noakes's engine.
Everybody knows that.
Yes, Septimus, they know it about engines.
12:15. For your essay this week, explicate your diagram.
I cannot. I do not know the mathematics.
Without mathematics, then.
There, I have made a drawing of you and Plautus.
Excellent likeness. Not so good of me.
Sir,
My lord,
I gave you offence, sir, and I'm sorry for it.
I took none, my lord, but you are kind to mention it.
I would like to ask you a question, Mr. Hodge. You have an elder brother, I dare say, being a Septimus?
Yes, my lord, he lives in London. He's the editor of a newspaper, the Piccadilly Recreation. Was that your question?
No. Oh. Drawing of you. I would like to keep it. There are things a fellow cannot ask his friends. Carnal things. My sister has told me. My sister believes such things as I cannot, I assure you, bring myself to repeat.
You must not repeat them, then. The walk between here and dinner will suffice to put us straight, if we stroll by the garden. It is an easy business. And then I must rely on you to correct your sister's state of ignorance.
Oh, no. No! No! Oh, bloody hell!
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. I will.
After you.
Oh, no. No!
I'm sorry, Bernard.
Fucked by a dahlia! Do you think? Is it open and shut? Am I fucked? Oh, what does it really amount to, when all's said and done? Am I fucked? What do you think, Valentine? Tell me the truth.
You're fucked.
Oh, God. Does it mean that?
Yes, Bernard, it does.
I'm not sure. Show me where it says. I want to see it. No. Read it. No. Wait. Right.
October 1st, 1810. Today, under the direction of Mr. Noakes, a parterre was dug on the south lawn and will be a handsome show next year, a consolation for the picturesque catastrophe of the second and third distances. The dahlia, having propagated under glass with no ill effect from the sea voyage, is named by Captain Brice Charity for his bride, though the honour properly belongs to the husband who exchanged beds with my dahlia and an English summer for everlasting night in the Indies.
Well, it's so round the houses, isn't it? Who's to say what it means?
It means that Ezra Chater of the Sidley Park connection is the same Chater who described a dwarf dahlia in Martinique in 1810 and died there of a monkey bite.
Ezra wasn't a botanist. He was a poet.
He was not much of either, but he was both.
It's not a disaster.
Of course it's a disaster. I was on the breakfast hour.
It doesn't mean Byron didn't fight a duel. It only means Chater wasn't killed in it.
Oh, pull yourself together. Do you think I'd have been on the breakfast hour if Byron had missed?
Calm down, Bernard. Valentine's right.
Do you think so? You mean the Piccadilly Reviews? Yes! 2 completely unknown Byron essays and my discovery of the lines he added to English bards. That counts for something.
Very possible. Persuasive indeed.
Oh, bugger persuasive. I proved Byron was here, and as far as I'm concerned, he wrote those lines as sure as he shot that hare. If only I hadn't somehow made it all about killing Chater. Why didn't you stop me? It's bound to get out, you know. I mean, this gloss on my discovery. I mean, how long do you think it'll be before some botanical pedant blows the whistle on me?
The day after tomorrow, a letter in the Times.
You wouldn't.
It's a dirty job, but somebody.
Darling. Sorry. Hannah.
And, after all, it is my discovery.
Hannah.
Bernard.
Hannah.
Oh, shut up. It'll be very short, very dry, absolutely gloat-free. Would you rather it were one of your friends?
Oh, God, no.
And then in your letter to the Times.
Mine?
Well, of course. Dignified congratulations to a colleague in the language of scholars, I trust.
Oh, eat shit, you mean?
Think of it as a breakthrough in dahlia studies.
Why aren't you coming? Bernard! And you're not dressed. How long have you been back?
Why are you wearing those clothes?
Do be quick. Just put anything on from the basket there. We're all being photographed, except Hannah.
I'll come and watch.
Mummy says, have you got the theodolite?
What are you supposed to be, Chloe? Bo Peep?
Jane Austen.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, it's in the Hermitage. Sorry.
I thought the party was until this evening. What photograph?
The local paper, of course. They always come before we start. We want a good crowd of us. Gus looks gorgeous. Come on.
Oh, the newspaper. Gah! I'm ready.
Sit there, Plautus.
There you are.
My lady, it's very late. What is it?
Septimus, shush. Now's our chance.
For what, dear God?
Oh, do not act the innocent. Tomorrow I will be 17. There.
Dear Christ.
Now you must show me you are paid in advance.
Oh,
The Count plays for us. It is God-given. I cannot be 17 and not waltz.
but your mother is...
While she swoons, we can dance. The house is all abed. I heard the Broadwood. Oh, Septimus, teach me now.
Hush, I cannot now.
Indeed you can. And I am come barefoot, so mind my toes.
I cannot because it is not a waltz.
It is not?
No, it's too slow for waltzing.
Oh, then we will wait for him to play quickly.
My lady...
Mr. Hodge. Are you reading my essay? Why do you work here so late?
To save my candles.
Oh, you have my old primer.
It is mine again. You should not have written in it.
It was a joke.
It will make me mad, as you promised. Sit over there. You will have us in disgrace.
If Mamma comes, I will tell her we only met to kiss, not to waltz.
Silence or bed.
Silence.
Oh, Val.
Got it.
Got what?
It's heat.
Are you tight, Val?
It's a diagram of heat exchange.
So, according to this diagram, we're all doomed.
Yes.
Like a steam engine, you see. She didn't have the maths, not remotely. She saw what things meant, way ahead, like seeing a picture.
This is not science. This is storytelling.
Is it a waltz now?
No.
Like a film.
What did she see?
That you can't run the film backwards. Heat was the first thing which didn't work that way, not like Newton. A film of a pendulum or a ball falling through the air, backwards, it looks the same.
The ball would be going the wrong way.
You'd have to know that. But with heat, friction, a ball breaking a window...
Yes?
It won't work backwards.
Who thought it did?
She saw why. You can put back the bits of glass, but you can't collect up the heat of the smash. It's gone.
So, the improved Newtonian universe must cease and grow cold. Dear me.
The heat goes into the mix.
Yes, we must hurry if we are going to dance.
And everything is mixing the same way, all the time, irreversibly.
Oh, we have time, I think.
Till there's no time left. That's what time means.
When we have found all the mysteries and lost all the meaning, we will be alone on an empty shore.
Then we will dance. Is this a waltz?
It will serve.
Goody.
Come, take my hand.
Oh, don't mind me. I left my jacket.
Are you leaving, Bernard?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
What's up, Bernard?
Oh, nothing I can go into it.
Should I go?
No, I'm going.
Oh, Thomasina.
Septimus.
I'll kill her. I'll kill her.
Oh, dear.
What the hell is it, Chloe?
Mummy.
Your mother caught us in that cottage.
She snooped.
I don't think so. She was rescuing a theodolite.
I'll come with you, Bernard.
No, you bloody won't.
Don't you want me to?
Of course not. What for? I'm sorry, Valentine.
What What are you saying sorry to him for?
Sorry to you too. Sorry one and all. Sorry Hannah. Sorry Hermione. Sorry Byron. Sorry. Now, can I go?
Well...
What a bastard you are, Bernard.
And you mind your own business. What do you know about anything?
Nothing.
It was worth it, though, wasn't it, Bernard?
It was wonderful.
Nothing.
Well, you shit. I'd drive you, but I'm a bit sloshed. A scrape.
Oh, Bernard.
I look forward to the genius of the place. I hope you find your hermit. I think out front is the safest.
Actually, I've got a good idea who he was, but I can't prove it.
Publish!
Am I waltzing?
Yes, my lady. Take your essay. I have given it an alpha in blind faith. Here's your candle. Be careful with the flame.
I will wait for you to come.
I cannot.
You may.
I may not.
You must.
I will not.
Then I will not go. One more waltz. For my birthday.
Gus, you made me jump. Oh, don't you look magnificent? What is this? Is this for me? Well, I'll open it then. What is this? A drawing? Septimus holding Plautus. Septimus holding Plautus. Oh, Gus, I was looking for that. Thank you. Gus, are you inviting me to dance? Oh dear, I don't really. Well, I suppose. Come on then.
This concludes our presentation of Arcadia by Tom Stoppard. The cast in alphabetical order was Kate Burton as Hannah Jarvis, Mark Capri as Ezra Chater, Jennifer Dundas as Thomasina Coverley, Gregory Itzin as Bernard Nightingale, David Maness as Captain Brice, Christopher Neame as Richard Noakes and Jellaby, Peter Page as Valentine Coverley, Darren Richardson as Augustus Coverley, Kate Steele as Chloe Coverley, Serena Scott Thomas as Lady Croom, and Douglas Weston as Septimus Hodge. Directed by John Rubinstein. Stage manager and live sound effects Tracy Patton. Music arranged and composed by John Rubinstein. Recording engineer and sound designer Mark Holden for the Invisible Studios, West Hollywood. I'm Susan Loewenberg, producing director of LA Theatre Works.